Imagine this, a Soviet-era fighter jet from the 1980s, modified to launch a high-tech American missile in 2022, successfully destroying one of Russia's modern radar systems. This is not a sci-fi movie. This is real, and it's a major turning point in the Russia-Ukraine war. In a first-of-its-kind event, Ukraine has used the US-made AGM-88 HARM missile, launched from its Sukhoi Su-27 fighter jet, to take out a Russian radar station. This isn't just another battlefield update. It marks a technological leap and a strategic message to Russia. In this video, let's break down what the AGM-88 missile is, how Ukraine managed to fire it from an old Soviet jet, and what this means for the future of the war. Let's start with the basics. The AGM-88 HARM, or High-Speed Anti-Radiation Missile, is a specialized missile designed by the US to destroy radar installations. Unlike regular missiles that lock onto tanks or buildings, this one tracks electromagnetic signals. That means if a radar is active and transmitting, this missile can detect it, home in on it, and destroy it, all in a matter of seconds. It travels at speeds over Mach 2, which is more than 2,400 kilometers per hour. Once fired, it gives almost no time to react, making it incredibly difficult for radar crews to shut down or escape. This missile is especially effective against surface-to-air missile systems, or SAMs, which rely on radar to detect and shoot down aircraft. By blinding these systems, the AGM-88 opens the skies for fighter jets and drones to operate freely. In short, it's a radar killer, and that makes it one of the most valuable tools in modern electronic warfare. So why is this such a big deal for Ukraine? Ukraine's air force is still mostly made up of Soviet-era aircraft, like the Su-27 and MiG-29. These jets were never designed to use NATO weapons. Meanwhile, Russia has deployed some of the world's most advanced air defense systems in occupied territories, like the S-300, Buk M2, and Tor M2. Until now, Ukraine had to rely heavily on drones, ground attacks, and HIMARS rocket systems. Flying fighter jets near the front lines was extremely risky. But now, with the AGM-88, Ukraine can take the fight directly to Russia's radar systems, and from the air. What makes this even more impressive is that Ukraine managed to modify its Su-27 SS, designed in the 1980s, to launch a modern American missile. This is not an easy job. These systems have different wiring, electronics, software, and often require complete reconfiguration. This level of integration shows the depth of technical cooperation between Ukraine and NATO countries, especially the US. It's not just about supplying weapons anymore. It's about helping Ukraine modernize its arsenal in real time during an active war. According to battlefield reports, the missile was fired during an operation in the Kherson region, one of the most contested zones in the current conflict. A Ukrainian Su-27 fighter jet launched the AGM-88, which then locked onto and destroyed a Russian radar installation being used as part of a larger air defense system. This radar was likely supporting missile systems like the S-300 or Buk, which are designed to intercept Ukrainian aircraft and missiles. By taking out the radar, Ukraine essentially blinded that part of Russia's air defense network, making it easier for other Ukrainian assets, like drones, artillery, and long-range precision rockets, to strike deeper into Russian-held territory. This kind of mission is called a SAAB mission, suppression of enemy air defenses, and it's something Western air forces have perfected over the decades. Now, Ukraine is doing it too. Let's look at the bigger picture. This event is more than just a missile hitting a target. It sends multiple signals, militarily, technologically, and psychologically. For Ukraine, it's a confidence booster and a proof of concept. They can now target and dismantle some of Russia's most advanced defense systems using a mix of old and new technology. For the US and NATO, it's a validation of their support, not just in terms of weapons, but also in terms of adapting Western tech to Soviet platforms. This means more Soviet-style countries in Eastern Europe could follow suit. For Russia, this is a wake-up call. It shows that even with advanced SAM systems, they are not safe. Their radar stations, which are critical for early warning, are now vulnerable. It also forces Russia to change tactics, maybe shut down radars more often, move systems frequently, or invest in counter-electronic warfare. But all of this makes their defense more complex and less effective. To wrap it up, The use of the AGM-88 HARM missile by a Ukrainian Su-27 is not just a battlefield update, it's a milestone in modern hybrid warfare. It's a story of innovation under pressure, of blending old platforms with new capabilities, and of how, even in the middle of war, technology continues to evolve. Ukraine has now shown that with the right tools, even older aircraft can punch holes in the armor of a more heavily equipped enemy. As this war continues, expect to see more examples of this kind of unconventional technological adaptation, and more surprises on the battlefield. Thanks for watching. Stay informed, stay aware. Jai Hind.